got me, I got us coming together. Come on, one heart, one mind, one love, coming together. You know we're coming together. You sing, coming together. We're coming together. Coming together. Oh, we're coming together. Coming together. You know we're coming together. Coming together. Oh, one heart, one mind, one love, coming together. One heart, one mind, one love, coming together. Big finish. One heart, one mind, one love, coming together. Oh, welcome to Unity of the Valley. Woo! Thank you.
Oh, yeah. That's the way to start, huh? Thank you. Thank you. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining Unity of the Valley's Sunday Cyber Service. I'm Mark Sowold, and I'll be serving as your service leader today. Thanks to Zoom, Faith Rivera, our guest musician and speaker, once again comes to us all the way from Hawaii. Faith, welcome back. We're excited to have you bring your Hawaiian sunshine with us today. I will introduce you more fully in a few minutes. Speaking of Hawaii and travel, yesterday I purchased a world map. I took my wife down to my office and I gave her a dart and I said, hey, throw this, and wherever it lands, I'm going to take you for a holiday. So she was pretty excited. Turns out we're going to spend a week behind the file cabinet, though. So I apologize about that to her, but you know, that's the way it goes. And then for those of you, speaking of travel during the COVID times, if anybody's interested, Tina, if you want to put up the slide, I've got a bunch of books for places you can go. Let me know if you want to borrow any. Some of my favorites, the kitchen, that's always a good one. The bedroom, staying home healthy. Those are some great places to go. So let me know if you want to borrow one of those books. All right. We're blessed to have several volunteers who make this service happen digitally each Sunday. Let me introduce you to those who are helping us out this morning. Catherine Belisle is handling back-end Zoom matters to ensure our service goes smoothly. She's also delivering the prayer box blessing and leading our affirmations. Tina Reynoso is managing our screens and slides created by Deanna Reese and Peggy Henriksen. And Sherry Johnson is serving as our daily word reader. We appreciate everybody's unique contribution. Now, to remind you how lucky we are to have Faith Rivera with us for the second time today, let me tell you more about her. There we go. First, I want to mention on the slide, you can see she's not intimidated by the snow all around her on that slide. She's wearing the sleeveless shirt there. So, although you can correct me if I'm wrong, I heard it snowed the other day in Hawaii. Is that true, Faith? Up in the mountains, maybe?
The other island, but yes, on the big island. You are right.
There you go. All right. So this Emmy award-winning singer-songwriter opens hearts and transforms lives around the globe. Her uplifting music is heard on shows from Hawaii Five-0 to Empire. She's been featured at venues from Hollywood Bowl to the House of Blues and on stages from Tokyo to Rome, where audiences of all ages are engaged and energized through upbeat messages, music, and dance. You got a little flavor of that on the opening song if you haven't heard her before. This island girl is a Grace Note Award recipient for her contribution to New Thought music and was in the 2017 movie As a Man Thinketh with Reverend Michael Beckwith, Joe Vitale, and other empowering teachers. Last year, Faith celebrated her 11th album release titled Rise, featuring a fiery call to action playlist showcasing a new sound blending pop, hip hop, what's called EDM or electric dance music, and more. When not creating music or hosting upbeat virtual events, she adores spending time with her two kids, her high school sweetheart, and extended Oana, hopefully I said that right, or family on the island of Oahu. For Faith, love is the answer, and music is her way to spread that love, one song at a time, one heart at a time. Do check out her music and 3 free songs at faithrivera.com, one of which is the video Stand Together, which is our closing song today, and another of which is Rise, our meditation song today. In fact, Faith wrote all the songs we'll be singing today, in some cases with other musicians. Faith, we are very excited and welcome back to Unity of the Valley. All right, a few quick Zoom reminders. Unless you have a role in today's service, please do keep your mute on until the end. If you're multitasking, make sure you turn off your video so that we don't get distracted. That's in the lower left-hand corner of your screen. And finally, please do refrain from chatting during the service so not to distract us as well. All right, thank you. Now, get comfortable, tune out any distractions, and let in the love and light. After the service, you're welcome to stay on and say hi to other Unity members and guests during our online social time. At this time, we would like to welcome anyone who's watching our Zoom broadcast for the first time. Please do join me in this blessing. We offer you peace, love, and friendship. We bless you, and we're glad you're here. It's now time for the reading of the daily word, followed by the blessing of the prayer box and the reading of the affirmations.
Good morning. Moving deeper into spirit with the daily word. And the word for today is now. I find my power in this very moment. There is power in this very moment. Yesterday is past and tomorrow is not yet here. There is only this moment, ripe with promise and potential, ready for me to live into it fully. Through my many divine gifts, everything I need to get started is within me. I need not wait for the perfect moment to arrive because there is no time more perfect than now and no place more perfect than here. Procrastination has no place in my life. I fritter away my energy when I find reasons not to get started, losing my zeal and focus and inviting frustration into my life. Today, I claim the power of the present and say, this is the day I begin. Now is the time to begin, to serve, to forgive, to create, and to love. The Bible verse for today is, see, now is the acceptable time. See, now is the day of salvation. And that's from Corinthians 2:6-2. The word for today is now.
This is today's prayer box. And this prayer box holds an infinite number of virtual prayers. So I invite you to silently add your own name and the names of anyone in your heart or on your mind who may need prayer support. These virtual prayers are known and will be addressed by the infinite. We know that the truth behind all appearance of disharmony is the divine and perfect presence of the infinite, which we call spirit, God, or source. We call forth within all people the wisdom and strength, the love and peace, the wholeness and vitality of this perfect presence. We affirm that the requests in our prayer box and in our hearts and on our minds are being resolved in divine timing for the highest good of all concerned. We send love and light not only to these circumstances and people, but to our community, our country, and our world. May the love of God enfold us. May the peace of God uphold us. May the wisdom of God inspire us and help us to know in our hearts that all is well. And so it is. Please join me in our affirmations for today. Everything is meant for my expansion. I am thankful for the path that has led me here. I am grounded in the now and I allow the highest and best to unfold in my life as my life. And our affirmation for our spiritual center. We give thanks that Unity of the Valley is a prosperous, thriving, inspired, connected community. We are growing spiritually and manifesting our dreams and goals in an energy of love, peace, and joy.
I invite you all now to take in a deep breath as we prepare for a meditative, reflective time. I will be singing my song called Rise, and I want you to just use it as you feel called to. You can just listen. You can repeat after me on the verses. You can sing on the choruses. Really, there's no wrong way to do this. You just want to feel your feet on the floor and get connected to Source, okay? Here we go. I close my eyes. I open my heart. I take a deep breath. Let the healing start. I lift my hands. I plant my feet. I let love in. I feel the beat that's calling, calling, calling us to rise, rise, Spirit, rise up, rise in me. I ready my soul. I clear my mind. I'm here and now in present time. I feel the power of 1,000 suns lighted up the dark. Oh, we rise as one. Oh, rise, rise, Spirit, rise up, rise in me. Oh, rise, rise, Spirit, rise up, rise in me, rise in me. I sing to you, I sing to you, you sing to me. Change up this noise, make sweet harmony. Come on and rise, oh rise, Spirit, rise up, rise in me. You can sing with me if you want. Oh rise, 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 Spirit, rise up, Spirit, rise up, rise in me, rise in me, rise in me. Heart to heart, heart to heart, hand in hand, hand in hand, no turning back, onward to promised land. Do you feel the power of 1,000 suns lighting up the dark? Oh, we rise as one. Love's calling, calling out your name. Love's calling. It's why we came. Love's calling, calling out your name. Love's calling. It's why we keep coming out rise. Oh, rise. Spirit, rise up. Rise in me. Oh, rise. Oh, rise. Spirit, rise up. Rise in me, rise in me, rise in me, rise in me. We take a deep breath. We just feel what we feel. We know that right where we are, we are perfect, we are whole. Because Spirit has got us. Or more accurately, Spirit is us. The power of now is always present, nowhere to be. Then where you are, the power of now flows oh so easily. The power of now is always perfect, nothing to be. Then who you are, the power of now flows oh so beautifully. Be willing to let go of everything you think you need to know. Be strong enough to let go of everything you think you need to control. For everything goes away. Let everything wash away. The power of now. I want you to remember to breathe. Feel good in this moment. Whether your eyes are closed, eyes open, just be right here, right now. The power of now is ever present, connecting us all to the one. The power of now unfolds so peacefully. Be willing to let go of everything you think you need to know. Be strong enough to let go of everything you think you need to control. For everything goes away, and everything wash away. Power of now. The power of now. The power of now. The power of now. So I'm gonna let that be there for a moment. Let us just be with each other. So I want to say aloha again from Hawaii. And maybe if you feel it too, you will say aloha, aloha. Do your shaka signs, your little hearts. You know, aloha, the first part, alo means presence, which so ties in with what we're talking about today. And ha is the breath. And, you know, it's that breath that brings us into the now. So presence and breath. So it's just so special for me to be here with you today. I do not get up for anybody at 4 a.m., but I got up for you. And it's perfect, you know. So we're talking about, you already got the theme, the nowness. I love the quote that was shared, or the, you know, the reading by Sherry, and the prayer, all about this now. So this song, Power of Now, which I hope you, you know, took in and listened to those words. I wrote it for my album called Maluhia. Maluhia means peace, but I meant it to mean everyday peace. And so it was the anniversary of 9/11, and I wanted to do something that I could do, you know, to move in the direction of peace. So I wrote songs all day and for a couple of days about peace. And of of course, I had to, you know, look to Eckhart Tolle's book. Who else? Who has read Power of Now? Eckhart Tolle, yes, yeah. He says that the past gives you an identity, and the future holds the promise of salvation, this fulfillment in whatever form. But of course, he jabs us and he says, both are illusion. And so the answer I kept coming to in every song was that the answer was simply to be right here, right now. And I think you heard in those words that the power of now is always present, right? There's nowhere else to be but here and now. The power of now is perfect. There's nothing to be than the perfection of who we are, right? And I think I saw Catherine singing along. You know this song, huh? Have you? She was, I could feel her. She was saying, be willing to let go of everything you think you need to know. It was note to herself, note to myself. Be strong enough. I love that. We have to be strong enough to let go. You know, and sometimes we think letting go is weak, but you have to be strong and have courage and faith to let go of everything we think we need to control. So, you know, for me, believe me, when I write these songs, it's something speaking through me because I do not have that down. I don't. I learn from these lyrics every day. I learn from Eckhart Tolle every day. But I think that's what's so beautiful about community is, you know, we get to talk about it. We get to understand it deeper, you know, through our connection. Eckhart Tolle went on to say that, you know, we need to be looking at the past to feel sad and feel regret. And then we need to look at the future to feel anxious and worried. And oh my gosh, look at last year. Look at now. How many times have you and I longingly looked at the past? Remember, do you guys remember when we didn't wear masks and we could just freely hug each other, when we could go out, where you could go to church to, you know, not online, which thank you online, thank you Zoom, thank you internet, but, you know, be with each other in a physical space. And I'm sure many of us, you know, I have, you know, do we even dare think about the future? What does this future look like? It's so different. And so I get it. We get what Eckhart Tolle was saying. And I don't know about you, but I find when I can stop hitting that, there's that button on Facebook now, for those of you on Facebook, where when I press it, there's a news feed. Oh my gosh, I wish I could like remove that button. But when we can stop pressing the button, of looking at the media, looking at outside sources, and just be here right now. For instance, you and I sitting here, right now, letting our body breathe. Are we okay? Are we okay? Can you give me a thumbs up? Are we okay right now? Yeah, we need to zoom more and just be like, are you okay? And just like do a check. I'm okay. um, I'm going to do another quote. It's going to be all Eckhart Tolle for this first half. The only thing that is ultimately real about your journey is that step that you are taking at this moment. He says that that is all there ever is. So for me, I feel like we are either taking a step closer to feeling okay, in all our choices, in our thoughts, or we are taking a step closer to, not closer, but taking a step into the now, or not. So talking about that nowness, who loves, well, I don't know if you love Tony Robbins, but my dad read his book. So Tony Robbins, he's recreating himself during this time, as we all are. So he had a new world, new you challenge on Facebook, and he went live for 5 days. It was amazing. There were like 40,000 people, together in the energy of positivity. But I want to share some things that he said, because he talked about what impacts our now, what impacts our state of being, our sense of wellness and happiness. And he pointed out three things that I think are so useful for us to know, as this unknown time unfolds, right? One, he said physiology, which you guys know I love to move. It's our body. So if you'll be willing just to do a quick experiment with me, will you slump over for me? I mean, not all the way over, but don't be all like attentive. Just like let your shoulders go down. Let's just like look at the ground, right? Don't even smile. I know you want to. Okay, feel what that feels like. Yeah. Okay, now let's do the opposite. I want you to pop up. Woohoo! Be like front row students, right? Your arms up. Snap those fingers, like go girl. Or what do guys do? Go boy. I don't know what. you know. And I know it. Yeah, there. Mark's got it. And it sounds so silly and so shallow, but I think Tony Robbins hit it on the head. Those times when I found myself, either a little sad, or you're in a depression, you don't think like you're like, no, I'm gonna, get up and do that when I feel like it. Well, you know what? We can help ourselves by maybe having our body lead us, by cueing us there. And I'm not gonna say it's gonna hold the whole day, but couldn't you feel that difference of just letting the energy sink down versus. So there's physiology, which I thought was so cool, that impacts our now and our state of being. The second is focus equals our feelings. And, with the internet at our disposal, right? And everyone's statuses on social media, there's just a buffet of things that we can choose to focus from, a buffet of things that we can choose to engage with. And I don't know about you, but if I'm not conscious, I am easily swayed, by what the news is saying and what others are saying. And, I forget I'm a creator, and that we are co-creators with spirit. So just that idea of catching ourselves, when you're starting to feel off, see where your focus is, and make a choice from there. So that's number two. And number three, the words we say about our experience equals our experience. We know that, with the teachings, of unity and new thought, the power of our words. And here's the funny thing is, it could be true or not, but whatever we say about this time, it's not only our experience, but it pretty soon becomes our life if that's all we keep saying about this time. And that's why affirmations, like we say together here at church, they're so valuable. They're so valuable. And it made me think of meditation and stillness. And when we quiet that monkey mind, I kept thinking that's when we don't hear our monkey mind words, but what words do we hear? What vibe do we feel? It's source. When we quiet our mind, then we can hear the words, the vibe of this now, this perfect now. And I want to offer you this mantra. You may have heard of it. It's I see a thumbs up there. It's a popular New Thought quote that meant so much to me, or affirmation, and it simply goes like this. And maybe you can say it after me. There is one life. So there's one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. And that life is my life now. Yeah, many times I have used that, and I was questioning what it looked like. That there's just one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect, and that life is my life now. That life is your life now. So I hope you can take that and use that, in your days. So, whoops. This second part of my talk, which, by the way, I'm sorry, I didn't check the timing. Peggy, maybe you can be my flasher. I mean, not, flasher. You know what I mean? Time flasher. Yeah. Because this second part, oh, I just, it's the power of right now that I want to get into. So, okay, this new year, 2021, I want to know, how did it start for you? Okay, was it a thumbs up, thumbs sideways, thumbs? Okay, look at Mark. Of course, Mark's like this, because there are those people. I want to know if this is you, okay? And I won't be mad if it was you, because it wasn't me. There are those that launch into this new year, right, with amazing productivity. They got clarity on their vision. They have a pep in their step, and they're gonna crush it. Okay, was that you? Am I seeing any more? Look at Mark. That's Catherine. I love you guys. Okay, well, I have to be honest. It wasn't me. Okay, who else was like me? My year was, the start to my year was so strange, and I feel like not characteristic of what my flow is. It was hilarious at times, and other times I just wanted to cry. And it was little bumps, but I'll just give you a teeny example. During my Christmas concert, one of my main gear that I used died during the concert, and I was trying to return it to the manufacturer for them to fix. It took me 5 times to the post office to mail it. Either it was unexpectedly closed, the line was long, I didn't have the right packing, blah 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 blah. And it is still at the manufacturer's after a month. That was not normal. And also, I needed a safety check on my van. It took me 5 times. I mean, the insurance card, it was the wrong one. They didn't take the app on my phone, and it sounds so little, but it was so much that I couldn't not notice it. So here I am with my kids. They were still my son was on winter break, and my daughter had been with me all this time, And I'm driving in the van, unable to fulfill any errand. I just looked at the sky, and I had this moment of, please help. I was like, I just couldn't believe my new year was not, this, what Mark said, or thumbs up. And so I pulled into the post office to mail something else. And I'm telling this nice the post office clerk, what was going wrong with my day. Yeah, usually that's not me. And I said, I just want the energy to change. And he stopped the transaction. He literally pulled me into the now, grabbed my hand, and he did something like this. And while he's doing that, I see he has his crystals on. He has these, he has all these energetic things, items around him. He went like this and he said, there. And he smiled. And in that moment, I'm like, he pulled me into the now. And I remember walking to my car, and the kids were there, so I didn't cry, but I could have, because I think I just needed a moment to stop. I needed to feel like I was heard, I was loved, so that angel was there, and he brought me into the now. So I just felt that this strange year for me, and then the surreal year we've had, can we agree that was a surreal year? I just know there's something greater, maybe something epic, if I can be the Pollyanna that I am, something epic being queued up for us. So that's why, as I created this talk, I'm like, it's not about just the power of now, it's a power of right now, this time that we are in, this slice of history that you and I are a part of, that it's not by accident, right? We are here on purpose. We are the ones not only living through it, but I thought we are the ones that spirit is living, expressing, and evolving through. So, yes, I know you're probably like me because we're conscious, you know, and so sometimes we go through a rough patch, and this has kind of been a patch. And in hindsight, you know, we can find the gifts and the benefit. But right here, I want to plant a seed for you and for me that wouldn't it be nice that if we could experience the benefit and the gifts of the now, of this now that we're on now, not later, not like in 2004 when we think, or 2002, whatever, when we think it's going to be better or okay. Can we feel it now? Can we feel that relief now? And that's really what this second part of my talk is about. Peggy, I'm just going to keep going, okay? Because I'm just, okay. So, first, I want to talk about the unexpected gifts, okay? And I do not want to minimize at all the loss. I have had family that have had COVID and have lost people. I am not, okay? But I do want to say that the blessings, those pockets of love and fun, laughing at Mark's joke, you know, those moments are just as real, you know, and I don't think we should minimize those moments. So I want you to think about maybe some of the unexpected or even expected gifts and blessings of this time. And if you don't mind, I don't mind if you use the chat and post it if you want, and I'll read some of them. So I'm going to share mine, and maybe you can think of them too, you know, with an open heart. So for me, you know, the world stopped, our schedule stopped. I didn't have to go to football and volleyball and swimming practice and, you know, all that. We just had time to be with each other. So time with my kids was an unexpected gift. And even more, my daughter, I have a 9-year-old and a 5-year-old, that I got to know her I was her teacher, her kindergarten teacher. I call it mommy's kooky kindergarten. And, but I got to know her. Yeah, I don't want, you know, I let myself really get into it when I was writing the talk, and I was just crying because I don't know what it would have been like not to have those 9 months with her, because now she is in school, you know. But I'm so grateful for that. I got clarity, and I think many of us got clarity in what matters. This renewed music career, I wouldn't be here with you without all that has unfolded in here. Someone posted lots of high quality family time and time with nature rather than hustle bustle. Exactly, exactly. So I want you, whether you share here and now, oh, and I think Catherine put time to learn and experience deeper learning and knowledge. Yes, yes. And I really want you to take this, you know, with you, you know, not just to do once after this talk, but you got to check in all the time and be like, wow, what, you know, really honor those moments of love and those highlights. Jennifer says, new appreciation for hugs and physical presence. Yes, no kidding. You know, my kids all went to school and I'm home on my own. I'm like, I want to go out. I want to go do something. I'm like, okay, but where and who could I can't go see. So thank God I have you today. Thank you. You are all my dates. You are all my dates today. So I just want us really, you know, to honor those gifts and these benefits that are showing up. They are meant to lift us up. And I agree, it's not something we have to go, you know, blab about to everyone, although I don't think we should hide our joy. So I'm retracting that statement. You got to go with how you feel. Because I know I minimize sometimes because I'm worried what will other people think, you know. But I think when you come from a heart of love and you can show them how you can be so grateful, that maybe they can find it in themselves too, you know. So that's one thing about the power of right now. Also, something that I've noticed in this time is hyper focus. I mean, maybe it was just me, but you know, with the election and with the pandemics, I stopped this because it honestly affected my health and my well-being. But for a while, I was checking those numbers, the stats, you know, the development. What's the crisis now? You know, I was checking it so much, and what I realized is I was giving away my sense of peace. I was giving into the mass worry and the hysteria. Anybody else, or is that me? Is that just me? Okay. We give away our power to some outside source, right? To a post on Facebook, right? We give away not only our sense of being, but we're giving away our now. We're giving away our now. And so the ending part of last year, I had a biopsy done. I have a lump here in my thyroid. And those days when I was waiting to hear, what the results were. By the way, it's all clear, but when I was waiting, I noticed I would drag the fear, right, of this future thing that it could be. I would drag it into a perfectly good moment. I could be hugging my daughter. I could be performing. I could just be laying in bed, and that nagging fear was right there. And I would just want to say, up till now, can we say up till now, that this fear, if we let it, hijacks the good in the now. It hijacks the good that wants to unfold. I just feel like with this awareness, that we can reclaim our power. We can reclaim this now and make it what we want it to be. We can make it what Source wants it to be for us. So Eckhart Tolle says, surrender to what is. Say yes to life and see how life suddenly starts working for you rather than against you. And this is the beauty of your community, and you meeting on Sundays, you remind each other that we can be led by vision. We can look to the light. We can be the light, like our Amanda Gorman said, instead of, being hijacked by fear. Oh, that sounds so dramatic. I'm making like a headline. I'm learning from all the news. But, we want to reclaim our power. We want to reclaim our now. So, okay, so I'm going to go on here. Peggy, am I still good on time? Yes. Okay. In April, when all this last April, when the all the shutdowns started happening, I found this quote by Jamila White that meant so much to me, that means so much to me right now. And she said, "We are billions of caterpillars forced into our cocoons, being called on to change from the inside out, to metamorphosize, to rest and reflect and sprout wings." And when everything shut down, I mean, didn't it feel like that? Okay, more people are saying, I'm going to read some more of these folks, the gifts of this time. Learning to be alone and be okay with it. Yes. Learning to enjoy my own company. Yes. I think yeah, that's golden. That's, yes. Mary says, way more time to read novels, memoirs, spiritual topics, as well as time to write and be creative. I love this, guys. You have to keep sharing those with each other. So, okay, back to Jamila's quote, what your list here of the gifts, that's part of the metamorphosis, right? And to metamorphosize means to change to a different form. And it says especially by supernatural means, to change strikingly the appearance or character, right? For us to transform. And I believe this now moment, this part of history that we're, not history, of now that we're in, it's fertile ground for this transformation, fertile ground for this metamorphosis. And, I've heard it said that the caterpillar, right, when it's all its cells are being changed, I mean, it's in crisis. Well, we've been in a pandemic. That's our cocoon, and before we emerge as butterflies. Now, I don't know when our coming out day will be, but I think it's, with this list of the gifts and just speaking more into our vision, that's part of our wings unfurling. And some of the, stumbles, like the beginning of my new year, it's just the old form dying away to the new. you know and that 2020, 2021, it's meant to be the springboard. Have you guys heard of this phrase called take the bounce? I heard that from Abraham Hicks. I love that. You take the bounce. It means, well, I'm kind of making this up now, but the ball's going down, right? And it's going to bounce up. But sometimes we go with the energy down and we keep just going down or we stay down. But the bounce means you go with where that ball's meant to be. It's that this time is a springboard to have us bounce back to a new way of being. Growing up, I didn't really know the song Age of Aquarius, but many of you know it, right? Dawning of the new age of Aquarius. Okay. This song now suddenly has meaning for me. Um, for those of you that follow astrology, ooh, someone's celebrating there, that we have left the age of Pisces, right? The Piscean age, which they say has been dominated by hierarchy and power thousands of years, 2,000 years. That has been, kind of undercurrent of our storyline. No wonder, that we needed such a dramatic change for us to break away from that energy. So this new age that we are in, the age of Aquarius, is about wellness for all, for all. And as we can see, this is not only the age of technology, but the age of information at our fingertips, right? Information is available. I'm not saying it's all true, but the potential for us to be informed. So the old that we're coming from, that hierarchy, right? It was a vertical up down situation, right? Where like I think information had to be filtered to us. And now the people are not standing for it, right? It is more of this, we want it to be open, this horizontal network where it's opening up the world, I believe, to true equality. And that is what we see unfolding, in little bits. But I think when we step into the now and just kind of look at the bigger picture, maybe we can start to see some of this and make some sense of our place in it and what is unfolding. So the punchline of this talk, I don't know, no, the punchline of this time is that in this new age, we are ready, you are ready to accept that you have the knowledge, that you have the wisdom, you have the light within yourself. We acknowledge and activate the Christ consciousness. That's what it is. And we can get in the flow of this new shift by doing all the things you do already. See, I see a little heart by opening your hearts and your minds and embracing, the changes. We're just going to flow. We're all going to have like our surfboards or whatever you want to ride, your kayak, and we're going to flow. And we've got to understand though, right, that there are others, and sometimes there may be parts of us that are frightened, confused, resisting these changes, that are trying their best, understandably, to hold on to the old systems, to this old way of being. And we find safety by circling up with others of the same perspective. And I think we're seeing that played out too, on all sides. So that's why it's so important. This spiritual community, unity of the valley, the spiritual practices, the foundation through your classes is so important. This tribe, I'm not sure if you guys are having spirit groups now, your prayer time, walks in nature, engaging in activities that bring you joy, people that bring you joy. Everything we talked about today, breathing, finding music you love, releasing it and accepting. It is so important because transformation can be messy. We've seen it. Oh man, I experienced it at the beginning of this year, right? It can be messy, it can be scary, it can be painful. And, I read an article that said it's kind of like when you fast or cleanse, right? We purify our body. You feel worse at first, right? Because the toxins get stirred up. We've been really good at stirring that up. And, but once the poisons, and I hate to say poisons because I don't want to make it bad, but those things that don't serve us, that's what I'll call poison, okay? When they've been cleared, we feel lighter, we feel more energized, we start spreading those new butterfly wings. Now we have to imagine everyone on this planet is going through this shift. And so maybe that'll give us some, like, oh, okay, a little bit more understanding in our eyes for ourselves and for our brothers and sisters. So it's a time of great potential for growth and expansion if we choose this now, right? But there, of course, is also the potential for pain and suffering. That's why our spiritual practice is so important. That's why together we have to lean into transformation. We have to surrender ourselves to this process moment by moment. And I think the more we do that, we can have a now that is hopeful, that is intentional. And wait, that's not a word. That is intentional, intentionable. I don't know. That is enjoyable. Maybe we allow for grace and ease. So we are being called into this now. Do you guys feel that? Did any of this make sense? Because I didn't know if I could put this into words. But we're being called into the now. The now is what? Timeless. It's limitless. It's formless. It's where our divine essence, right, blends with our beautiful physicality, right? This is the awakening. I feel like breaking out and saying, this is the dawning of a, age of, this is the rising of the Christ in each of us. If I knew the song, I'd sing it for you. Whew. So with that, I'm going to take a little drink of water. I'm going to ask you to take a deep breath, and I'm going to close with a song here. I'm going to invite you. Before we get quiet, do you feel a woohoo? Do you feel a woohoo for this time? I'm remembering you from last time. You guys are, if there were a tribe of people that I could count on to woohoo with me through this time, it is you. And Mark is doing choo-choos and everything else. Okay. Okay, so with that woohoo, we're going to take it into the internal woohoo. I'm going to ask you to close your eyes. I'm going to ask you to put your hand on your heart, wherever your heart is. Just put your hand on you. I want you to take a deep breath in. I want you to hear these words that your higher self, that your source, that your loving God, that you're saying to you. Where I am, God is. Where I stand, God is standing strong. Where I breathe, God is breathing life in and out and through me. As me, where I sing, God is. Where I dance, joy lifts my feet. Where I live, beauty's flowing free, in and out and through me. As me, for where I doubt, God is the faith in me. Where I cry, God is the comfort there. Where I seek, God is the answer. Here and now, forever and ever and ever. Where I speak, truth is. Where I work, love is my career. Where I play, God is playing boldly, in and out and through me. As me, oh, oh, doo-doo-doo. Oh, hey, hey. Where I am, where I stand, where I play, where I work and breathe and move and be, where I sing, where I dance, my dance, wherever I go, where I pray and take and give and live. God is, life is, joy is, oh, God is. So right where you are is God, the Goddess, Christ, light. And that is more than enough. Woo-hoo. So thank you. And keep sinking into the power of right now. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you.
So good. Am I right? Is it you started at 6 or 7 in the morning your time, right?
I don't remember. Yes, yes.
Right. How many of you could sound like that at 6 or 7 in the morning, right? I know I can't. With such energy, love your music. It just it captivates us. So we're so lucky to have you. And this talk was excellent. I lots of good information for me. I love the affirmation with the this is one life, God's life. Life is perfect. That is my life now. I love that. I love the caterpillar quote. I'm going to use that one. That's a really cool one. So thank you. I think we all have. My quote of the day at the end is going to match up with this pretty good too. But we all have certain things. My quick story is that I've had some nagging Achilles problems, and I'm as active as I am, I would have just never healed it because I would have had to rest it, and I refuse to rest. I just want to be active, right? Well, I mean, I couldn't do the things I usually do, so I did other things that didn't affect my Achilles, and it's basically gone. So there's blessings in everything. So keep that in mind, guys. All right. In this time of COVID and Zoom, we still have considerable expenses to maintain our beautiful center in anticipation of our eventual return. All of us who are fond of and connected to Unity of the Valley are immensely grateful for your monetary contribution to keep our spiritual community going and thriving, as well as your participation in our services. We affirm the natural expansion of our own prosperity, as well as that of Unity of the Valley, as we give our time, talents, and treasure with the high vibration of gratitude and an open heart. Let's read our love offering affirmation together, and then you'll have time while Faith sings This Little Light of Mine to consider your love offering. You may make your contribution after the service either by mailing a check to the center or via the donate button on our website. Thank you for any contribution you choose to give your support in our shared endeavor. Please join me in this love offering affirmation. Divine love flowing through me blesses and multiplies all that I give, all that I receive, and all that I am.
This is here and now. There's a section where you can repeat after me, but yes, make sure you search your heart and that you give openly and freely to this beautiful center. Gonna turn this trickle into a flow, saying hello to a new life. Gonna let the riches in my life grow. Now is my time, this is my time to be everything that I dream I can be in my life. And I know that prosperity starts in my mind. Here and now, here and now. Gonna dive right into a sea of joy, saying, going deeper to my treasure. Gonna ease in on this yellow brick road full of wonder, so much wonder. I can have everything that I truly deserve. And there's more, and I know that prosperity starts in my mind. Here and now, here and now. You can repeat after me. I allow, I enjoy, I receive, I embrace, I commit, I invite, I believe. Here and now. Sing here and now. Here and now. Here and now. Here and now.
Right. Please join me in this love offering affirmation. Excuse me. Is that right? I think we already did that. I invite everyone to join me in blessing all contributions and good of any kind so generously given to support our Unity of the Valley this week. Sorry about that. Please join me now with this. We affirm that God is our source and we are the channels. We bless these gifts given in love that serve our spiritual family and flow out into our community and beyond. We are prosperous and blessed with abundant good. Thank you, Mother, Father, God. We have a few short reminders. Please see the Weekly Buzz or our website for more details. First, I thought I'd mention John Newman. Happy birthday yesterday. I think he's on the call here. First, don't miss the free live meditation at 11 a.m. every Tuesday morning on Unity of the Valley's Facebook page. The same guided and silent meditation is about a half hour and is simultaneously being offered at Unity Village and other Unity centers. Second, every Wednesday via Zoom from 7 to 8:15 p.m., you can join Lynn Woodland's Miracles course for a donation of any amount to Unity of the Valley per class. Want to move slides there, Tina? Sorry. You may take any number of classes you like, and a donate button is on our website, and the Zoom link for classes is under the classes tabs and also in the Weekly Buzz. Third, this month, Catherine Belisle's monthly max meditation of guided and silent meditation plus visualization is Monday, February 22nd from 7 to 8 p.m. The love offering is $10 while we are meeting online at the Ghost Tower Center. Thank you, Catherine. Today is your last chance to get a free recording of Deborah Engel's webinar workshop, Free Yourself for More Joy. It's also the last day of the special offering of 5 of her classes for $50. The individual classes will remain on the website for $15 each. Deborah is a real pro, and we're most fortunate she allowed us to record these live classes so that we could continue to offer them. And finally, next Sunday, February 3rd, our good buddies Barb Christ and Tim Franzik will pair up as speaker and musician for a service that's bound to be unique and interesting. Please join us. Again, please check our website and register for a class or to order recordings. If you don't receive the Weekly Buzz and would like to, you can opt in on our website at unityofthevalley.mn.org or email us at info@unityofthevalley.mn.org. You may submit prayer requests to our prayer chaplains at the same email or ask for a prayer chaplain to call you. We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube page, like our Facebook page, and visit our website to learn more about us. Please join us now for our prayer for protection. Together, the light of God surrounds me. I am that light. The love of God enfolds me. I am that love. The power of God protects me. I am that power. The presence of God watches over me. I am that presence. Wherever I am, God is. Wherever God is, I am, and all is well. And my quote for the week: never regret a day in your life. Good days give you happiness, bad days give you experience, worst days give you lessons, and the best days give you memories. Thank you again for joining us today. Please be well, stay connected with Unity. If you'd like to be part of the Zoom social after the service, please stay logged in the meeting to say hi to other Unity members and guests. Now, Faith will introduce our closing song.
Hi all, thank you again for having me, and I will stay on for the Zoom the Zoom chat. I did want to say before I intro the song that this whole talk, I want to turn it into this golden, calling it golden, this a day retreat, where we really experience the nowness, find the gifts, have a meditation on the beach, and sing and dance. And so if any of you are interested, I would love your feedback, because I haven't shared any of what I shared today in this talk, and I was just wondering if that is something interesting and powerful that we can do together. So that's my one ask. And I'll talk to you more after the service. But the song that we're going to end with for this time is entitled Stand Together, that I wrote with Harold Payne. And we thought it might be fun if you see the video, because the lyrics are there and we can all sing along. So I'll be singing loudly from here. with my mic muted, and you can too. But that is what your community is doing, standing together so strong in this love and light. So enjoy. Let's sing.
Uh-oh, I don't think we have sound.
Let go of us now. Something great is happening. Love has taken hold and it won't let go of us now.
Something here is calling us forward, upward motion. With drops in one ocean, roll on.
Will you rise up with me today? Lift up your voice and boldly say, we are the ones we've been waiting for.
Live the dream of your highest calling. Be the hope of a new day dawning. We're the ones who can make a difference. Let's stand together. Share your gifts with the world that's waiting for a change that we're all creating. It's a moment for our greatness. Let's stand together now.
Oh, oh,
Oh,
Every day's a chance you can do something amazing to feel your passion blazing and shine.
paint with every vision, dance in new directions, explode to new heights in your mind.
I will rise up with you today.
Lift up my voice.
Lift up my voice and boldly say, we are the ones we've been waiting for.
Live the dream of your highest calling. Be the hope of a new day dawning. We're the ones who can make a difference. Let's stand together. Share your gifts with the world that's waiting for a change that we're all creating. It's a moment for our greatness. Let's stand together now. Yeah. One dream, one voice, one heart, one word, one dream, one voice, one heart, one word.
Stand together.
One dream, one voice, one heart, one word. Stand together. Live the dream of your highest calling. Be the hope of a new day dawning. We're the ones who can make a difference.